Okay, so now I'll just show you the variation of that preceding exercise. So that was just up, down. So now we're going to incorporate a sort of a forward-back movement because a lot of the time when we're sitting at home or working from home, we're probably doing a lot more sitting, as we said, than we would normally do in our own workplace, simply because that kind of workplace atmosphere is missing. So you're not having the normal interruptions you might have, or even getting up and walking around and talking to people, or if you're going out for lunch. So you tend to sort of sit for a lot longer. So our backs are getting kind of stiff, but at the same time, we're also more often than not sort of bent over a computer. So we're rounding our back much more, rounding our shoulders. So we need to have some counterbalance to that. So with this exercise, we're going forward and back, but we're getting a much more openness of the shoulders. We're going to have an arching of the back. So it's rather like a kelp or sort of certain seaweeds. When the water, the waves flow over, the kelp will sort of move with the ocean current like this. So the base, the trunk of the kelp will be fixed to the rock, but the tendrils will be swaying. But you're getting this whole action throughout the whole trunk and then the tendrils of the seaweed. So that's kind of the mindset or imagery you want to have when you're doing this exercise. And we're going to be bending forwards and sort of bending backwards. But again, you go within your own range of movement, your own capability. So if you have any back problems or shoulder problems, neck problems, you go within your own range of motion. Don't sort of overdo it. You slowly can build up to a greater range of movement over time. Okay, so be guided by your own body. But the same sort of starting posture, very similar to what we were just doing, okay? So I'll show you from the front and then from the side, because this now is going to be going forward and back, so you need to kind of see a side view. So slightly about hip width apart with the feet, same as before, feet parallel, toes slightly curling inwards. So we'll start off as if we were doing the first exercise of this sequence, so the forward, the up and down movement. So let's do 3 just to get yourself into the sort of frame of mind. Okay, and the hands just cross over, so left hand on top, but it's not a big deal if you kind of do it the other way around. Don't worry about that too much. So this time we're going to reach forwards, hands cross, and then we're going to arch backwards. And you can start off small. So instead of going all the way down, we're going to push into the buttocks and then arch backwards as we come and look over behind ourselves and forwards. And keep it nice and even, nice and smooth. Let your eyes look back over behind you. More. And then we'll come back to standing. So I'll show you from the side. So imagine you started, just do one, maybe just start off going up and down. Then reaching forwards. And you roll all the way back as far as you feel comfortable. So imagine like the kelp in the sea. So sit back into your haunches a little bit, so you really feel the stretch between the fingertips and the buttocks, the haunches. Let the legs roll up, so you almost, not keeping the legs bent, don't straighten the legs. But here they're fully sort of squatting down. Here they're pushing and rolling upwards, forwards. Let the whole spine be involved, so you're not arching from one point only. Let your eyes look backwards. Keep the movement very smooth. And then come back up to standing. Okay, so a little bit more dynamic, as you can imagine, but getting a very nice stretch through the spine. Very important, as I said, don't bend backwards from one point in the spine. Imagine your body like a sort of, like the kelp, or even like a banana. So there's an even stretch through the whole spine. That way you're not putting any pressure on one particular part of the body. So I'll just explain in Chinese. 因为上次我们刚才做的是上下的动作，上次我们是前后的动作，所以就是往前一点点，给你看看，我们从这里开始，就是做几个开始，就是上下的动作开始。然后我们开始做前后的。这个是手往前，坐在你的屁股往后，然后是慢慢再往后，看后面啊，慢慢做，要身体直懒，动作要慢，全颈椎、腰椎一起在动。不要往后，从一个腰椎，就是全身体一起在动。就有点像这个我可能海菜，这个海里面的菜，这个水把这个海里面的菜一起在动。我从侧边来给你们看看啊，我们是往前的时候，屁股往后，这个动作你感觉屁股和手有点对吧？然后这个动作，脚要一起来动，全要一起来动，然后再移到前面，就像来海里面的这个。置物，这个海的置物，在海里被动的动作。要跟着你的自己的身体的情况啊。好。Okay, so a little bit more dynamic, but really good exercise for the whole spine. Don't worry if the next day, if you're not used to that kind of movement, next day you may feel a bit stiff in the front of the body. Don't worry, just continue, but kind of maybe take it easy, do a few and build up from there rather than start off doing 20 or 30. Maybe do 10, see how you feel the next day, maybe 15. 这个动作可能第二天你可能是前身体可能肌肉都会有点酸痛的啊，所以可能慢慢来。从开始，比如说一天做10个，第二天15个，第3天20个等等，不要马上做50个，好吧？这个就是慢慢来，因为主要是你的身体要舒服，不要好像给自己更多的疼啊。So the idea is to feel more and more alive, more and more vibrant, more and more flexible. Don't try to kill yourself on the first day. Okay, so I hope you'll enjoy those two. And we'll have one more to show, but hope you all enjoy the first 3 exercises that we've done so far.